This is episode 18 in my All About Fall series. Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today's video is brought to you by the wonderful Heidi Sonboul. This video is part of the Heidi Sonboul DIY Challenge, Thanksgiving or Fall. You can find the challenge playlist link full of all the other DIYers' wonderful videos down in the description box under the video. You will find so many useful, creative, and beautiful ideas from all these DIYers in the playlist. This challenge is hosted by Heidi Sonboul of Heidi Sonboul DIY. You've got to check out her terrific channel. It is full of so many creative and absolutely stunning DIYs. Her channel link will be down in the description box along with that challenge playlist link. I'm super excited to share these crafts, so let's get it started. I've decided to create a fall display for my mantle. I'm taking these 5 Dollar Tree picture frames and using them to create a window. After removing all the backing and the glass, I will lay them out. First, I will use my quick adhesive to glue them all together. I'm going to use some hot glue from my high temperature hot glue gun to help adhere all of these frames together to create one large window. I'm also going to use this longer, narrow picture frame for the very top section. After securing all my picture frames, I'm using hazelnut chalk paint by Waverly. I will use 2 coats to cover all the framing. I'm going to try to achieve a natural wood finish. The look that I'm going for is French country fall farmhouse, so I will be using some natural looking decor with the natural wood look and also a soft, warm color palette. I've never really tried a wood look, so we will see how this goes. I'm just making sure to get down into all the cracks and also along all the edges. I think that the French country look is perfect for fall decor because the colors that are used are usually warm, rich tones, and that is what we will be using in our fall palette. Now, as I'm waiting for all of this paint to dry, I'm going to create the slats that will go in each one of these windows. I'm going to use these crafting sticks, which are the extra jumbo size at Walmart. And because they're not long enough, I will have to glue them together to create the slat for each window pane. Before I decide the length I will need, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the tips of the rounded pieces, and I will be using 2 craft sticks per section. After I cut them all, I will glue them together with my quick adhesive, followed up by some hot glue. We want to be sure that they don't come apart. And after I've decided where exactly I want them to lay, I'm going to mark them with a pencil so I will know where to make my cuts. I've decided on this zigzag pattern, which has a farmhouse design. The bottom slats will go inwards and the upper slats will go outwards. And now that I've made all my marks, I will go ahead and use my heavy-duty scissors and I will simply cut them all. Now I will just place the hazelnut chalk paint on all the slats. And as I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm going to also create the slats for the very top piece. I'm going to create 3 slats, and I'm following the same type of procedure as I used to create the slats on the bottom window panes. I'm just simply measuring, cutting, and then painting them all. After my 2-coat application, I'm coming in with fawn colored chalk paint, and I will use this in a dry brushing method and concentrate it on the corners and every once in a while on the longer strips. But for this wood look that I'm trying to create, I did not press record, so I don't have the footage. And once that has dried, I'm using Waverly white wax. This will also give a whitewashed effect and give also a little bit of a grainy look for the wood that I'm trying to recreate. I'm using a brush with just a small amount of the white wax, and I'm concentrating it once again on the corners and along some of the areas. I'm not covering the entire area. I'm simply going along and using that dry brushing technique. I make sure to use the same method on all the slats. And now, to give better stability to my farmhouse window, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to place these smaller crafting sticks that I purchased at Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue these along all the crevices of each window pane. Once I get all of the sticks in place for more stability, I go ahead and bring in all my glass and place them all back in each one of the windows. I have not placed the slats, but there is a reason why I have not applied or adhered the slats to the window frame yet. Once all the glass is in place, I flip it back over very carefully, and I arrange my wooden slats. I do mark each one of the slats with a number and a letter to make sure that I can remember and recreate where each piece is supposed to go, because I probably will forget. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just gluing my slats onto the glass. I'm not having to construct them onto the actual frame. I'm just hot gluing them onto the glass, which is super easy, guys, super easy. Now I'm going to create a beautiful fall swag, but I need a base, and I'm taking these painter's sticks that were remnants of other projects that I've created in the past, and I'm just gluing them together. That's a perfect size. I'm making it the exact width of the top of the window, and I'm going to use all the rest of my fall floral that I have in my crafting stash. I have purchased quite a bit of fall floral this season, and I'm taking all what's left from this year, and I'm taking these garlands that I purchased at Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting them in half and adding one here that I've had before in the past and I've reused it. And here I am using these yellow fall flowers also from Dollar Tree. And I am just going to place them on here. I started to glue everything in place, and then I thought, no, that will take too much glue. So I'm just going to lay everything out, and then I will put it all together. So I'm using these berries from Walmart, And I love how the berries look. And at this point, it is large, it's thick enough that I can go ahead and wire it to this to the stick, the painter stick. And so I'm just taking floral wire and I'm going to place a wire on one side and I'm just weaving it through the floral, not getting it completely all the way around, but I am weaving it through the floral. I'm taking some hot glue to further secure the swag onto the stick. And with the hot glue still somewhat wet, I'm using these wheat pieces that I purchased at Dollar Tree. And I only had 6 pieces left. They weren't even the full floral bunch. And I'm taking these chrysanthemums and I'm just cutting the heads off and I'm going to hot glue them in place at the center. And I'm placing some above and some below. I love all these warm fall colors. I've used so many different color schemes this year and I've not used quite a bit of warm floral, warm tones. And so I'm going to also bring in the very last of my sunflowers. And I'm just going to pop them in here and there. And I'm taking this, it's almost like baby's breath, but it is in a rust colored tone or color, and some of this more yellowish, like a baby's breath type of flower. And it's just very delicate, and it really adds layering. And it gives your floral designs just a really high-end look when you add certain touches like these, like the berries and the baby's breath and the wheat. Clip a little bit more of the berries and add them in another spot, just tucking them in, hot gluing them in place. Just play with it. When you're creating a wreath or a swag, just play with the florals and just add here and there. Just if you need inspiration, you can go to Pinterest, YouTube. There's so many DIYers who create beautiful wreaths and swags. And now I'm taking this. This is a hula skirt from Dollar Tree, and it looks, well, it just looks just like grass. And so I'm taking a small bunch of it and I'm wiring it all together. And then I'm taking that bunch and hot gluing it and just tucking it in and really giving another cute fall whimsical added touch. And now I'm placing this on my kitchen counter and I'm going to attach the swag to the frame, and I'm going to use some hot glue and my E6000. I will just simply place the E6000 and clamp the painter stick to the actual frame, and it will be ready by morning. This French country fall window is so beautiful. I'm really happy with how the wood look turned out. For my next project, I'm going to create some elegant candlesticks. Now, I have a few of these at home, but I've decided to DIY my own. I'm going to use these popsicle sticks from Dollar Tree and these shot glasses and little trays that were also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use 3 different heights. So once I decide the actual heights that I want, I'm going to trim them up using my miter box and saw. This miter box is so very handy. If you're interested in purchasing one through Amazon, I've provided a link down in the description box. Now I'm taking all the pieces and I'm going to just put a very generous coat of black chalk paint. These little shot glasses and these little trays are from the wedding section over at Dollar Tree, and I looked everywhere to see how I could possibly create these, and I could not believe that it was the pieces that I needed ended up being in the wedding section. I do own some silver-plated candlesticks in this style, and I've also seen some brass ones. But guys, I did not feel comfortable painting them. I just didn't have the heart to paint my candlesticks. I'm taking my hot glue gun and I'm just hot gluing all the dowel sticks to the bases, and I did flip the little trays over. And now I'm hot gluing the little cups to the top in the very center. Simple, easy. This is such an easy DIY. And I think they turned out terrific. I love how they look. For my next craft, I wanted to really bring out that French country theme. So I'm taking these clay pots that I purchased at Walmart, and I'm using some spackle, and with a craft stick, I'm just smearing on some of the spackle, and I will do this to both of my clay pots. And there's no rhyme or reason, I'm just slapping it on. Once they've both completely dried, I'm taking some water and some white chalk paint, and I'm creating a very watery chalk paint, and I'm just going to spread it all over the clay pots. And then I'm taking some mineral paint, and I'm mixing this mineral chalk paint with my white watery chalk paint and creating another very watery mixture, and I'm going over areas where I'd place the spackle because I wanted to really distress that and bring out all the roughness. I'm just wiping it down with a paper towel, and after they both completely dry, I'm taking a medium grit sanding sponge and I'm lightly sanding so that I can expose some of the clay. So I'm taking some Dollar Tree floral foam and placing it into each one of the pots, and I'm using some leftover floral from Dollar Tree and just pushing it into the foam. And then I'm taking these white pumpkins that I purchased at Walmart last year, and I'm just placing some hot glue and just gluing them down to the very center. This is so beautiful and so very French country looking. I hope you've enjoyed my French country fall farmhouse designs for my mantle. I've enjoyed creating these wonderful rich colors and these really terrific DIYs that are not difficult to create. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed these DIYs. These DIYs are gorgeous, and I certainly am glad that I've gotten them ready for my Thanksgiving decor and celebration. If you're interested in this adorable luminary and also this super cute Give Thanks stool, please visit my All About Fall playlist series that I have in the description box. If you've liked this video, please give me a big thumbs up like. And if you haven't done so already, I would definitely appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. Just click on that subscribe button, and so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, be sure to click on that notification bell and select the word all. I'd like to say thank you for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate your support. Please don't forget to visit Heidi Sonboul's channel. I've placed her channel link in the description box. I've also placed the challenge playlist link in the description box. Always remember to look around you for the beauty in your life. It's waiting for you to see it. Until the next video, have a great day.